Hello, gentlemen. If you've ever found yourself scrolling through health forums late at night, searching for things like natural TADALAFIL or homemade alternatives, I need to be completely honest with you right now. There are 3 fundamental biological factors that control whether you get rock solid or stay soft. And the majority of men over 55 are ignoring at least 2 of them. Here is what the most recent studies actually show. Certain foods and supplements can increase nitric oxide production by 20 to 30% in healthy men. That sounds promising, doesn't it? But here's the crucial detail. If your current erection quality is sitting at a 3 or 4 out of 10, those natural boosters might only move you to a 3.5 or maybe a 4. They will not magically turn back the clock to your teenage years. However, if you're already functioning at a 7 or 8, the right combination of nutrition, supplements, and lifestyle habits could help you reach an 8.5 or even a 9. And that is precisely what we're going to explore together today. Welcome to Medical Facts. I'm Dr. Reena Malik, a physician specializing in men's health and sexual wellness. My mission here is straightforward: to give you the truth, backed by science, not hype. No miracle cures, no false promises, just honest, usable information to help you improve your performance, your confidence, and your overall vitality. Everything we cover is based on real clinical observations and peer-reviewed research, not anecdotes from someone selling magic beans online. So, here is our roadmap. We will break down the 3 biological factors that determine your hardness, nitric oxide production for blood flow, testosterone levels for drive and energy, and stress management for a calm, focused mind. Then I'll show you which specific foods and supplements have actual evidence behind them, what kind of results you can realistically expect, and why timing is important. Later, I'll give you a simple smoothie recipe you can make at home that combines several powerful circulation-boosting ingredients in one glass. And we'll wrap up with a practical checklist you can save and start following today. Before we dive in, I'd love to hear from you. If you're watching right now, please drop a comment and tell me how old you are and where you're joining from. Have you tried any natural alternatives like beet juice, watermelon, or ginseng? Did they work for you, or did it feel like a waste of money? I read every single comment, and your experiences help me create better content for our community. And if you're new here, please consider subscribing and turning on notifications so you don't miss our next video. Now, let's get started. First, let me explain how an erection actually works, because once you understand the mechanism, everything else will make sense. When you see something arousing, think a sexual thought, or touch your partner, those signals travel from your eyes, skin, or brain down through your nervous system. They move like electrical currents through your spinal cord and into the nerves that supply your penis. When those signals arrive, something incredible happens within the tissue. Your body releases a molecule called nitric oxide. Think of nitric oxide as the master key that unlocks blood flow. It tells the smooth muscle cells in your blood vessels to relax and open wide. When those vessels dilate, blood rushes into the spongy chambers of your penis, and that is what creates hardness. No nitric oxide, no erection. It really is that simple. Now, here is where it gets interesting. As we age, particularly after 50, our bodies naturally produce less nitric oxide. The lining of our blood vessels, called the endothelium, becomes less efficient. Factor in a poor diet, lack of exercise, high blood pressure, diabetes, or chronic stress, and that production drops even further. This is why so many men struggle with erections as they get older. It's not just about testosterone or simply being too old. It's fundamentally about blood flow and nitric oxide. The good news is that certain foods contain compounds your body can convert into nitric oxide, and some supplements can enhance that process. Let me tell you about 2 of the most powerful foods. First, beets. Beets are one of nature's richest sources of nitrates. When you eat beets or drink beet juice, your body converts those nitrates into nitric oxide. Studies have shown that men who consume beet juice regularly experience improved blood vessel function and better circulation within just a few hours. One study found that drinking about 2 cups of beet juice significantly increased nitric oxide levels and even improved exercise performance. Now, does that mean beet juice alone will cause a raging erection? Not exactly, but it does mean that if your circulation is already decent, beets can provide that extra edge. The second food is watermelon. Watermelon contains an amino acid called citrulline. Your body converts citrulline into another amino acid, arginine, which is a direct precursor to nitric oxide. Some researchers have even called watermelon nature's Viagra. Eating watermelon regularly, especially including the rind where citrulline is most concentrated, can support better blood flow over time. Now, let's talk about supplements because this is where things can become more concentrated and potentially more effective. L-arginine is a supplement form of the amino acid I just mentioned. It's been studied extensively, and some research shows it can improve erectile function in men with mild to moderate ED. The typical dose is around 3 to 5 grams per day. L-citrulline is another option, and many experts prefer it over arginine because it's absorbed better and stays in your system longer. Studies suggest that 1.5 to 6 grams of citrulline daily can improve erection hardness, especially when combined with other nutrients. Then there's ginkgo biloba, an ancient herb used in traditional medicine for centuries. Ginkgo works by improving blood flow and protecting blood vessels from damage. Some studies indicate it can help men with ED, particularly when the cause is related to poor circulation. The usual dose is 120 to 240 milligrams per day, but here is a necessary reality check, and I need you to hear this clearly. These foods and supplements are not magic bullets. They work best for men who are already functioning at a decent level, maybe a 7 or 8 out of 10, and want to optimize further. If you're struggling with severe ED at a 3 or 4, these natural options might offer a slight bump, but they likely won't solve the core problem. That's where prescription medications like TADALAFIL or sildenafil come in, because those drugs are specifically designed to block an enzyme called PDE5, which breaks down nitric oxide. They are powerful, proven, and work for the majority of men. But that doesn't mean you should ignore natural options. Think of them as part of a broader strategy. You eat the beets, you take the citrulline, you exercise, you sleep well. All of that together creates an environment where your body can perform at its peak. That is the real secret. Now, let's talk about testosterone because this hormone is absolutely critical for your sexual health, and most men over 55 don't realize how much it affects erections. Testosterone isn't just about muscle mass or aggression. It plays a direct role in your libido, your energy levels, your mood, and yes, your ability to get hard. Here's how it works. Testosterone helps maintain the health of the tissues in your penis. It supports the production of nitric oxide. It also keeps your nervous system sharp so sexual signals travel efficiently from your brain to your penis. When your testosterone is low, everything slows down. Your desire drops, your energy crashes, and even if you want to have sex, your body might not respond the way it used to. The problem is that testosterone naturally declines as we age. Starting around age 30, men lose about 1% of their testosterone per year. By the time you're 55 or 60, you could be at significantly lower levels than in your 20s. Add in poor sleep, lack of exercise, excess body fat, chronic stress, or a diet full of processed food, and that decline accelerates. Low testosterone doesn't always cause erectile dysfunction directly, but it makes everything harder. It's like trying to start a car with a weak battery. So if you want to optimize your sexual performance naturally, you need to support your testosterone production. And the good news is certain foods can help. Let's start with eggs. Eggs are one of the best foods you can eat for testosterone. They're packed with high-quality protein, which your body needs to build and repair tissues, including hormone-producing cells. Crucially, eggs contain cholesterol. Now, cholesterol has a bad reputation, but here's the truth. Your body uses cholesterol as the raw material to make testosterone. Studies have shown that men who eat whole eggs, including the yolk, have higher testosterone levels than men who only eat egg whites. So don't fear the yolk, eat the whole egg. Next is avocado. Avocados are rich in healthy monounsaturated fats, which support hormone production. They also contain vitamin E, linked to improved testosterone levels and better sperm quality. They're easy to add to salads, toast, or smoothies. The third food is fatty fish like salmon, mackerel, sardines, and anchovies. These are loaded with omega-3 fatty acids, essential for reducing inflammation, improving blood flow, and supporting healthy testosterone production. Omega-3s also help your body produce more HDL, the good cholesterol, which is a precursor to testosterone. One study found that men who consumed more omega-3s had higher testosterone levels and better testicular function. Aim for fatty fish 2 to 3 times per week. If you don't like fish, a quality omega-3 supplement is an option, but whole foods are always better. Now let's move to supplements with solid research behind them. The first is Tongkat Ali, also known as longjack. This herb has been used in Southeast Asia for centuries to boost male vitality. Modern studies show Tongkat Ali can increase testosterone levels, improve libido, and reduce stress. One study found men taking 200 milligrams daily for a month experienced a significant increase in testosterone and a reduction in cortisol, the stress hormone. The second supplement is fenugreek. Fenugreek contains compounds called furostenolic saponins, which may help increase testosterone by blocking its conversion into estrogen. Several studies show fenugreek supplementation can improve sexual function, strength, and body composition in men. The typical dose is 500 to 600 milligrams per day. The third is maca root, a plant from Peru used for centuries to enhance fertility and sexual performance. Maca doesn't directly increase testosterone, but it seems to improve sexual desire and energy levels, likely by balancing hormones and reducing stress. The usual dose is 1.5 to 3 grams per day. Here's the bottom line. To support testosterone naturally, eat nutrient-dense foods like eggs, avocado, and fatty fish. Engage in resistance training at least 2 to 3 times a week, as building muscle powerfully boosts testosterone. Prioritize 7 to 8 hours of sleep per night, as testosterone is produced during deep sleep. And if you want an extra edge, consider adding Tongkat Ali, fenugreek, or maca root. But remember, these changes take time. Expect noticeable improvements in 4 to 8 weeks if you stay consistent. That's the realistic timeline. Now let's talk about something most men don't want to admit but desperately need to hear. Your mind can be your greatest ally or your worst enemy when it comes to getting hard. I've seen countless men with perfect testosterone, great blood flow, and no physical problems who still can't perform. Why? Because their mind is hijacked by stress, anxiety, and fear. When you're anxious, your body releases adrenaline and cortisol. These are survival hormones, but adrenaline constricts your blood vessels, the exact opposite of what nitric oxide does. So even with all the beets and watermelon in the world, if your nervous system is firing stress signals, your penis isn't getting the message to relax and fill with blood. Performance anxiety is a very common cause of erectile problems in men over 50. You worry which triggers stress, which releases adrenaline, which blocks your erection. It becomes a vicious cycle. Breaking that cycle starts with calming your nervous system, and certain teas and herbs can help. Chamomile tea has been used for centuries to promote relaxation. It contains an antioxidant called apigenin that binds to receptors in your brain for a mild sedative effect. Drinking a cup before bed can help you unwind and sleep better. Passion flower tea is another excellent option, shown in studies to reduce anxiety as effectively as some prescription medications without the side effects. Lemon balm tea is also calming and can improve mood. Now, let's discuss 2 supplements with strong scientific backing for stress reduction. The first is ashwagandha, an adaptogenic herb used in Ayurvedic medicine for thousands of years. Ashwagandha works by lowering cortisol levels. Multiple studies show that taking 300 to 600 milligrams daily can significantly reduce cortisol, improve stress resilience, and even boost testosterone. One study found men taking it for 8 weeks had better sperm quality, higher testosterone, and lower anxiety. The second supplement is L-theanine, an amino acid found naturally in green tea. L-theanine promotes relaxation without drowsiness, it increases alpha brainwaves associated with a calm but alert state, and boosts levels of calming neurotransmitters like GABA. The typical dose is 100 to 200 milligrams taken in the morning or before a stressful situation. Here's what I want you to understand. A calm mind isn't a luxury, it's a requirement for strong erections. You can have the best diet and fitness routine, but if your mind is a mess, none of it will work optimally. So make stress management a priority. Drink calming teas, consider ashwagandha or L-theanine, practice deep breathing, or meditate for just 5 minutes a day. If you're finding this helpful so far, I'd appreciate it if you'd share this video with a friend who might benefit from this information. Let's get brutally honest here. There is no such thing as natural TADALAFIL. TADALAFIL is a synthetic drug created in a lab after millions in research. It's a PDE5 inhibitor that blocks the enzyme breaking down nitric oxide in your penis. That's why it's so effective. It can take a man with severe ED from a 3 to an 8 or 9. Natural foods and supplements simply don't have that kind of power. Here's the reality. If you're already at a 7 or 8, natural options like beets, citrulline, and ginseng can bump you to an 8.5 or 9. That's a noticeable improvement. But if you're struggling with real ED at a 3, these might only take you to a 3.5 or 4. That's often not enough to fix the problem. So what's the point? Prevention and optimization. Taking care of your circulation, testosterone, and stress now can prevent ED from worsening and help maintain your function for years longer. And if you are using prescription medication, these natural strategies can help them work even better. Think of it this way, medication is the heavy artillery. For when you're in trouble, natural options are the daily maintenance that keeps you out of trouble. Don't fall for miracle cures or waste money on herbal Viagra pills. They either don't work or contain hidden, potentially dangerous ingredients. Stick with real food, proven supplements, and if you need medical help, talk to a doctor. That's the truth, and that's what it means to look beyond the pill. All right, let's put everything together into one simple, delicious recipe you can make at home. I call this the rock solid smoothie. It combines several powerful circulation-boosting ingredients we've discussed. Here's what you need. 1 cup of fresh watermelon chunks, half a cup of raw beet juice or 1 small cooked beet, 1 handful of fresh spinach, 1 tablespoon of raw cacao powder or dark chocolate, and a small piece of fresh ginger about the size of your thumb. Blend it all with some ice and a little water or almond milk until smooth. Drink this 3 to 4 times a week, ideally in the morning or about an hour before a workout. Here's why it works. The watermelon provides citrulline for nitric oxide. The beet offers nitrates to dilate blood vessels. Spinach is packed with magnesium and folate for circulation and testosterone support. Dark chocolate contains flavonoids that protect blood vessels. And ginger boosts circulation and reduces inflammation. This smoothie isn't magic, but if you drink it regularly alongside resistance training, 7 to 8 hours of sleep, and stress management, you will notice a difference in your energy and confidence. Make it part of your routine. Before we finish, I have one more request. If this video helped you understand the truth about natural alternatives and how your body works, please hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss our next discussion. Drop a comment below telling me which of these foods or supplements you've tried. Have you used beet juice? Experimented with ashwagandha or L-citrulline? I read every comment and your feedback is invaluable. Here's what I want you to remember. There is no magic pill that grows in your backyard. Natural TADALAFIL does not exist. But that doesn't mean you're powerless. You have real tools, foods that boost nitric oxide, supplements that support testosterone, and herbs that calm your mind. When you combine these with consistent exercise, quality sleep, and stress management, you create an environment where your body can perform at its peak. That's not a quick fix. It's a lifestyle. And that's what actually works in the long run. If you're dealing with severe erectile dysfunction, don't ignore it. Talk to a doctor. Get your testosterone checked. Explore prescription options if needed. There's no shame in that. But whether you use medication or not, these natural strategies will make everything better, improving your circulation, energy, mood, and confidence. Start with the rock-solid smoothie. Add 1 or 2 supplements. Prioritize sleep and movement. And observe how your body responds over the next 4 to 8 weeks. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.